Okay, so today we're going to be talking about unilateral versus bilateral training. I actually alluded to that earlier on in a previous video. We were talking about Quincy Wilson and how he trains. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that unilateral and bilateral training. Now, if you don't know this, most of us are asymmetrical, excuse me. And what that means is essentially you have one side of your body that's maybe not in the same or in the same movement pattern, or maybe you have a little bit of slightly different structure on one side as opposed to the other. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. As I said, most of us have this issue. The thing is, though, what's very important for us to remember is that when you're moving, because we have these asymmetries, you want to make sure that you are training your body so that these asymmetries don't turn into injuries or limitations later on down the road. So let's talk about bilateral training versus unilateral training and how that might help you with those asymmetries. All right, so first, bilateral training. And bilateral training is basically what I like to call basic training. When you go to a gym, you walk into any one of the machines, they're going to train you bilaterally. What does that mean? Well, bi means two, and lateral means sides. So bilateral means both sides. You're going to be training both of your sides at the same time. If you're on a bench press machine, you're going to be pushing both your arms at the same time. If you're in a leg press machine or a leg curl machine, you're going to be pushing or pulling your legs at the same time. Now, that's great. As I said, it's like a basic training. It's a great way to get your body to understand what you want it to do. All right. But as you progress, you're going to find that unilateral training is more effective and more efficient because it's essentially the way the body naturally moves. So, first, you want to start off with that bilateral training. As I said, you're going to get to that body awareness and you're going to learn how to move your body. What's an example of bilateral training? Well, when it comes to your legs, a squat. Whether you put that weight in the front of your body or in the back of your body or anywhere around your body, a squat is going to essentially have both your feet down on the floor at the same time. You're going to be going down towards the floor and standing back up. It's essentially an advanced standing position. So that's great. However, if you think about how the body naturally moves, there aren't very many times in life, unless we're sitting, where we have both our feet in the same position and it's thrusting us upward or forcing us upward. Normally, when we're moving through space, our body is going to have either one foot off to the side or one foot out in front or in back. You're not going to have your hips in one single plane. It's not going to be lined up exactly. So a better way to train your body, again, is unilaterally. And one great way to do that is with a lunge. Okay, now that lunge can go with your leg going forward, all right, stepping out going forward, or your leg going out to the side. But these motions mimic essentially how we move in everyday life. So unilateral training is going to be much better for you than bilateral training over time. Now, another great exercise that you can do instead of doing, say, a bench press for your arms is a single arm TRX press. Okay? Now, if you don't have a TRX, you can do an elevated push-up, which essentially does the same thing. But you're going to put your TRX into single handle mode. You're going to bring your arm out in front of you, and you're going to try to lower your body down towards your hand by bending your elbow. It works essentially like a push-up. Now, the thing here about this exercise is that it accentuates the anti-rotation versus rotation. Now, that's another thing we've talked about briefly in a few of our previous videos. But essentially what that means is that your body has a tendency to rotate. That's essentially how we move. We rotate our hips to step forward, and we rotate our torso so that we can stabilize our body. Now, if you want to get stronger, you're going to not only learn how to rotate, but you're also going to be able to fight that body's tendency to rotate by using opposing muscle groups for anti-rotational training. Okay, so that's essentially an anti-rotation training exercise when you bring one arm out in front of you and try to prevent your body from rotating. Now, we have plenty of exercises or plenty of examples of single arm exercises and unilateral training in our TRX training program. We also have training online at generalfitnesscompany.com. We have a playlist of 5 basic human movements that you can learn more about how you basically can move. We have plenty of resources that can help you understand a little bit more about what unilateral training is and how it can help you prevent injury and increase your strength over time. Now, if you have any questions about this video or any of our previous videos, I'd love to see your questions and comments down below in the comment section. Of course, I'd love for you to subscribe, because if you subscribe, you'll be notified when we release our next video. Thanks again for watching and listening. And as always, keep good company.
Wow! I like it. That was cool.
Awesome. Hey, thanks.